Hey guys, welcome to my last ever video of 2020. Yeah, so I procrastinated quite a lot, and turns out I didn't get this video out by before the end of 2020. So, welcome to my first ever video of 2021. Today we're going to be going through my entire cube collection, which comprises of around 50 cubes. Some of them you've probably already seen, some of them might be new, so without further ado, that was a terrible rhyme, I'm so sorry. Let's just get into it. Starting with my current WCA mains. So let's start with 2x2. Right here we have the GuoGuan XingHen TSM 2x2. This is actually the first 2x2 that can change its size, which I guess is pretty cool. As for performance, this cube is pretty alright. I wouldn't say it's top of the line 2x2 hardware, but honestly, these days it's pretty hard to mess up 2x2, so this one's pretty decent. Next up, we have 3x3. This is the Worm 2020, and I gotta say, this is a fantastic 3x3. I have, for some reason, always mained GTS 3x3s. This is the third GTS 3x3 that I've mained. So yeah, it's a solid performance. It's pretty light, it's fast, and satisfying to move. So that's a cool one. Next up, we have the MGC 4x4. Now, the MGC line, for those who don't know, is a fantastic line of cubes by YJ that are on the cheaper side. They're not actually their budget line, though. This is a flagship line, and it definitely shows in the performance. These cubes are fast, smooth, and beat out a lot of the competition while being a lot cheaper. So that's pretty cool. That's 4x4. Next up, that's not a 5x5. Next up, we have the MGC 5x5. Another MGC cube. I did put a lot of weight 5 into this, so the middle layers are kind of gross at the moment, but outer layers are completely amazing. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that one. Next up, we actually have 6x6. This is the YJ YuSu, the U something. This is a YJ U something cube. It's a budget 6x6. I would have gotten the MGC, but I don't know. I just haven't yet. This is pretty decent. It's magnetic. It performs all right, but definitely not top of the line 6x6 hardware. And finally, most expensive, best quality cube that I own, the what is this, 4488 cube? I don't know. This is my 7x7 main. I call it a main because it's the only 7x7 that I actually have. Trust me, if I had any other 7x7, I would not main this. It's fast, and it's smooth, I guess, but it's just not good. It's not intended for speed cubing. It's got pink and no magnets, and it has some weird cube design, and it's just not good. All right, moving out of N-by-N puzzles, we have another MGC puzzle. This is the MGC Megaminx. This is a great cube, and I actually didn't see a whole lot of people reviewing this when it came out, so it kind of flew under the radar, which is actually a shame because this is a really good Megaminx. Obviously, I'm not good at Megaminx, but I think it's a decent Megaminx. The only issue that I have with this cube is that it corner twists a whole lot, which is, obviously not a good thing. But other than that, I'd say it's a decent, solid cube. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So, as you may already know, I have a complicated relationship with Zcube. Yes, my channel name is Zcuber. No, I do not like Zcube, and I'm not good at it whatsoever. You're probably wondering, hey, what happened to that one wingy that you had? Well, I actually sold that one. So this crappy ball bearing MoYu or ShengShou old hunk of junk is now my Skewb main, and I probably haven't solved this thing in a few months. So we're just putting that to the side. All right, next up we have the Little Magic Square 1. The Little Magic series was a great budget series that kind of took the world over by storm a year or so ago, and they're solid cubes. This one is obviously their Square 1, but I don't solve Square 1 a whole lot, so you know, I probably am not the person to be telling you which Square 1s are the best or not. But I mean, it's turned smoothly. This actually is not the magnetic version, because when I tried to buy a Squan, all the magnetic Little Magic Squans were all out of stock. I can't talk today. We're just putting the Squan down before things get worse. All right, finally, this is my last main. This is the X-Men Bell Pyraminx. This is the X-Men Bell Pyraminx. This is the first version. And yeah, it's a Pyraminx. It does Pyraminx things. I really need to start solving more. Now, starting from the top, or I guess starting from the bottom, we have all of my 2x2s. Now, I have 4 2x2s that I've collected over the years, so yeah. As you guys have already saw, this is the GuoGuan TSM. I'll just put this to the side. This one is broken. As you can tell, this was the MGC, I think, yeah, MGC 2x2, another great MGC cube, but non-cuber broke the corner off, so, you know, that happened. I tried gluing it back on, and things didn't go well. Next up is the Meilong 2x2. It's an okay 2x2. It doesn't corner cut very well, and it kind of feels gross. And finally, the DaYan TengYun 2x2. This one was a pretty good one, but it's slow for me. I don't know if I did something, but mine is pretty slow, so whatever. Ow, my toe. And here are all of my 3x3s. As you can probably tell, this is what I focus mainly on. Where to start? Well, you guys have already seen the Worm 2020, so I'm going to put this aside. Let's start with another GTS 3x3, a MoYu one. This is the just normal worm that I have a nice little platypus sticker on, but one of the corner pieces is kind of missing. I think it's in my closet. I don't know. I'm too lazy to check. Pretty decent cube. This was my main for quite a while. But I just like the 2020 version a lot better. Next up, we have another one that was my main for a little bit. This is the QiYi MS. And actually, going back on this cube, this is a very good, decently performing budget cube. This was only $7 or $8, and I obviously got the Celeritas version, but yeah, it feels pretty good. Next up, we have the MGC Elite 3x3, adjustable magnets, all the good stuff. I actually don't really like this cube, but whatever. All right, this is one of the YJU budget cubes that's been Frankensteined into this amalgamation. I don't know why I did this, but there you go. Here we have an original Thunderclap this is a Thunderclap V1, I think, or maybe a V2. I have no idea. This is a Thunderclap though. It's nice. I got this with the Thunderclap V3 when that came out, but I actually don't have that cube anymore because I gave it away. Next we have a budget cube that was gifted to me, so that's pretty nifty. Another budget cube that I got from, I think, Arkansas Cubing Drive, my first competition. Here we have the GOCUBE, which is my first ever and only electronic cube. This one actually performs really well, but it's also pillowed, so it's kind of weird. Here is my first ever speed cube, the Little Magic 3x3. I remember when this thing was really hot. Doesn't perform that great anymore, but yep. Also put some new stickers on it that probably need to be replaced again. DaYan TengYun 3x3, I love the way this turns. GuoGuan X with the IPGv5 instead of their numerical IPG because one, it was a little bit cheaper, and two, the other one was out of stock. This was great when I first got it, and then I did something to it, and now the GES nuts are all worn out, so I have to put like a really loose one in there, so it just doesn't perform that well anymore. And fun fact, this is my one and only GaN cube. GTS2 M. This was my first magnetic cube, and it still actually performs really well. I like it. Another fun fact, this is the cube that the world record was set on. Not this specific cube, that would be awesome, but this type of cube. Next we have the ShengShou Mr M stickerless. Also a really nice one. The Mr. M line was a awesome magnetic budget line, which was one of its first, because back then, you know, magnets and cubes were pretty expensive. But now it's kind of outdated. Still performs pretty well though. Here we have the RS3M 2020, another one of MoYu's 2020 cubes. This one performs pretty well, but I like the Worm 2020 better. And finally, last but definitely not least, my first ever cube. This is a Rubik's brand that I got at Walmart or Target, and it has the logo scratched off, and actually kind of performs kind of decently, but not really. So alright, and moving on to 4x4. Alright, so you guys have already seen the MGC 4x4. This is, I think, another YJU cube. I have a lot of these. Feels pretty nice, actually. Doesn't reverse corner cut worth crap, though, pretty much. Well, it kind of does, but not during solves. Feels very blocky. It's fast, though. I kind of like it. I have mixed feelings about it. Oh, jeez, and it does that a lot. What I was gonna say before this decided to die, it reminds me a whole lot of the GTS2M 4x4. Great. Here is the Little Magic 4x4M. This was good at one point, but now it's overlubed, slow, and starting turns suck. Okay, next up we have 5x5. I've already shown you guys the MGC 5x5, great cube, I love it. Next up is the Yuxin Huanglong 5x5, which I got as a replacement for my stolen Yuxin Little Magic 5x5, which was really good, and this one was a disappointment, honestly. It's not that great. This is the Yuxin Cloud 5x5, I think, which is really airy, smooth, missing 2 center caps. But yeah, they kind of feel similar, but this one's honestly better, even without magnets. Here we have the Yuxin Little Magic 6x6. It's not magnetic, it's not all that great, but yeah, that's all I have to say about it. Here we have a MF6, maybe, Cube in Classroom, MoYu 6x6. Stickers came off. I tried replacing them with paper, which doesn't look good at all, but you know, whatever. It turns, and this was my first ever 6x6, so pretty cool as well. You guys already saw my 7x7. It's the crappy one. We don't talk about this one. All right, now moving on to some non-WCA puzzles. First, actually, wait a second. I forgot about Pryaminx, silly me. You guys saw that I have the X-Men Bill version 1 or whatever. This is, I think, a ShengShou ball bearing Pryaminx. First ever Pryaminx. I also did that, I think, crappy video of flooring modding this. I honestly don't remember that video all that well. But yeah, it turns. So that's the thing. Okay, now we can actually get on to non-WCA puzzles. Boom, right here we have the MF8, not by the company MF8, but it's called the MF8 because it's a Mofeng Jiaoxi 8x8 by MoYu. This turns really solidly, and it's small. I wish I got it in stickerless though, because some of the stickers are starting to chip, like this white one. If the camera would focus, oh well. But yeah, it's a really fun solve. Takes a little bit, but not too hefty. You can bring it places. I don't know why you would, but you can. So yeah. And then we have this chunker. This is the Yuxin Little Magic 9x9. So comparing an 8x8 and a 9x9 of these sizes, yeah, it's not even a competition. This thing is huge, and I like it. I like that it's big. It gives it that kind of, whoa, that's how many pieces does it have? It's crazy big kind of feel. So yeah, and it turns really smoothly. No catches, lockups, pops. I haven't had anything weird happen to this cube. So yeah, it's a fun thing to do once in a while, and I might actually do a live stream, which I said like maybe a year ago when I first got this. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do a live stream solving this cube. That's the biggest cube that I have. Now on to some more unconventional puzzles. Ah crap, I forgot about Megaminx. Yep. Other than my MGC, this is the DaYan. Oh. This is the DaYan something, or rather, Megaminx. Yep, it's missing a sticker or two. First ever Megaminx. Yep, yep, sweet, nice. Shape mods. This right here is the Axis Cube. I got this signed by the one and only Jeff Park, who I think holds the 3x3 blindfolded world record average still. I don't know if that got broken or not, but obviously with the lack of competitions, probably unlikely. I don't know. I haven't kept up with that stuff in a while. But yeah, pretty awesome. Got him to sign that. But this is an Axis cube, so it's basically just a tilted 3x3. So you have your cross here, and you got your cross here, and it's all fancy and stuff. Here I have my Fisher cube, which is kind of like the Axis cube, except it's a little bit more traditional. It's just tilted a little bit, so yep. I actually have two of these, and this one I modded into a weirder one. So here you have the lines that just, you know, allow you to turn normally. Here you can't really do that because it's all off center and stuff, so you have to actually turn it a little bit and then do your moves. I had two, so I'm like, I'll do something weird with one of them. These are my three cuboids. We have the 2x2x3, which is a really fun solve, if I could ever actually remember how to solve it. This is the 2x3x3. Wait, yeah. I actually don't remember. I haven't remembered or memorized the algs for the solution, but it's a pretty cool solve. It can also do some weird stuff, which I don't think it's supposed to do, like this. This is my Zcube 2x2, which is missing a cap, so that's great. But it was really fun to just give to non-cubers and be like, I bet you can't solve this, and then they just solve it, and it's like, woo, yay. Right here we have the Redi cube. I don't know what this is a shape mod of. Maybe a Skewb. I could probably see that. Or technically, I guess a Skewb is a shape mod of Pryaminx, isn't it? Or is it the other way around? I think this, yeah, Skewb is a shape mod of Pryaminx. So this would be a shape mod of Pryaminx, I guess. I could be totally wrong, but it's corner turning. Really fun solve. I actually had a stickered version of this, but it got lost somehow, and so I traded the wingy in for this and some cash. Right here we have another shape mod of a 3x3. This is called the Mastermorphix, I think. It's not Mega. I don't know. This is one of the Morphix puzzles. This is the entry-level Morphix, which is just mod of a 3x3. So this is the cross instead of, I gotta reach over. instead of this being the cross. This is the cross, and it turns like this. Pretty weird. Pretty cool puzzle. This is called the 6-dot cube, I believe, and it's pretty much an Ivy cube except with dots. Really easy solution. Can give this to a non-cuber as well, and they'd probably be able to solve this. So, pretty cool. Right here we have the gear cube. This is also a really fun one because it does weird stuff like this. Woo! Solution is pretty easy, but yeah, just aesthetically pleasing to watch turn. Ah, crap. Boom, there we go. Here we go for the, nope, second to last cube, whoops. This is called the something icosahedron something or rather. I actually got this for free at a cube comp. You guys probably remember the story, but I solved it for this dude and he's like, you know what, just have it. So it's pretty cool. It kind of functions like a Megaminx here, but then it also turns on the tips. So it can get kind of trippy. It's a pretty easy solve though, pretty intuitive. So pretty fun, I guess entry level weird non-WCA cube. So that's pretty nice. And finally for the cubes we have mirror blocks. Classic non-WCA 3x3 shape mod. Yes, I have the stickers oriented wrong. It's bugging me too. But instead of colors, this one has different sizes on each side, so it can get real funky real fast. Yeah, I love this thing. That's it for cubes, but I have some miscellaneous stuff, like, so I got a bunch of random cube stands that I've collected over the years. I don't really know where each one of these have come from. They just kind of are here now. This one's obviously from the Cubicle. Really awesome, sweet, clear stand. Has their old website on it, which is kind of funny. But yeah, speaking of the Cubicle, if you see any cubes in my collection that you think are cool, then head to thecubicle.com and use discount code SKEWBER for 5% off your purchase. Not only does it help the channel, but also you get some cool fancy cubes as well. We got an unmarked cube stand, and then a cool MoYu one. Nice. I also have a bunch of Cubicle business cards, but this is the only one I could find. Actually, never mind. There's actually one right here. Nice. I've got two miscellaneous timers. This is the YJ touchless timer, which actually does not work right now. I don't know if it's the batteries or Cyberpunk touched it or something, but it is not working correctly. Here we have the classic stack mat timer, which I've had for quite a while. This one's always reliable, nice. Button's wearing off though, so. And then I just have a whole bunch of miscellaneous useless hardware that I don't use ever. Oh geez, oh no. So we got the worm supply packages, we got magnets and a bunch of screwdrivers, we got old bottle of DaYan M37, which is just about empty. It's actually not empty yet. And then a bunch of different lubes that I've collected over the years. Oh, great, more business cards. This is actually for a compound bow. I don't know what this is to. This is for an earbud. And yeah, we got a bottle of Lubical 1, bottle of Angstrom 5. I don't know where my tin went. Big chunky bottle of DaYan M37, and a spring that just fell on the floor. So, well, I hate to end it on such a messy note, but that's all I have for you today. If you want to see more of my content, then please consider subscribing. It really helped me out, and yeah, I'll see you next time.